Hello, storytelling Ron. Boy, oh, Saturday morning here. Okay, storytelling Ron here. Okay, so news. My Kickstarter is almost done. The Dark Ages and the campaign book. I ordered the Amazon print proof because I have stared at it for so long on my screen that I have got to just, I've got to get the book like this one here, and this is my Apostles of the Epoch one. I got to get the book and look at it that way and do some proofreading, and then that'll be my final proofread, and then I'll get it all done for the Kickstarters. I should send out the PDFs to all of them now. I'll do that on Monday for them to just kind of look at it, get a rough draft version of it before I finalize it. Okay, I want to go through some news other than that. One is I'm doing the West Marches, Apostles of the Epoch West Marches version of the campaign. And if you are a Christian, like a hardcore Christian, not a woke progressive Christian, but a real Christian, and I'll even Catholic and Orthodox. I want the triad of Christian faiths of the old medieval times, Protestant, Catholic, and Orthodox. If you're welcome to come play these games. There's a Discord on there's a Discord link on my website, or you can just email me or comment on this video if you'd like to jump in on some of those games. A West Marches game is one where you can jump in as like on a bunch of one shots, and they're all, and I'm going to show you here, they're all continuations of a campaign. So it's a willy-nilly, free, loosey-goosey type of thing where you can jump in, and it's going to be on YouTube. I'm putting it on YouTube because this is a ministry. You can turn I'm doing a ministry right now. A Christian. I'm two for one here. I'm doing a role-playing RPG and a ministry. Is that a life cheat, or is God, when I get up there and God's gonna go, well done? I've given up D&D, all the potential sort of Kickstarters I could do with Shadow Dark or D&D or whatever the latest flavor of OSR is out there that you can jump on the bandwagon with. I've given up all that. And I know that feeling you get, that creative juices thing. When we do dungeons and monsters and I freed myself from that. So I still do it, but I got the best of both worlds. I got a ministry, and you too can have a ministry of a Christian. Have you been looking for something to do for the Lord, and you are a crazy, fanatical, addicted RPGer? Well, look at some of my videos of the games we've been playing. I'm throwing as many out there on YouTube as I can to see what sticks, because there is no other Christian RPG show, YouTube channel, anything out there. None. And game-wise, too, I'll even claim a game. I understand there are other Christian games, but there's no evangelism and church planning and speaking Jesus Christ in the game. Jesus Christ is it. That's it. There's no other. I don't want a Lord of the Rings thing where you create an alternate reality. I mean, personally, I'm not against you doing that, but it has to be very clear that this is a Christian game. We just changed the motifs, but it's a Christian game kind of thing. And I've certainly, my book is that too. So just so you know, I have a book series on Amazon called Alfred, which is a very epic, very Lord of the Rings, or what I would like Lord of the Rings to be, in our fast-paced reading style these days. Very epic battles and stuff. It's about a modern-day kid who goes into a fantasy world, like a Yankee in King Arthur's court. A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court by Mark Twain. It's kind of like that, but of course crazier and bigger and weirder, or funner, more fun. They're very big epic books. Let me see this. Let me just go back to my. This is the the Quest Knights, and then this is the Big City of Telestine, Volume 5 of mine. So and the first book has it's kind of like The Hobbit for me. Like, it was my figuring out the story, and could I write and blah blah blah. So the chapter's a little longer, but after that I get more like sort of fast paced with the chapter. I know it's a lot to read, but I think the pacing on it I think is really good because the chapters, I make them really short and fast. Different things going on. There's a lot of different characters and the main characters, and then it just builds out from there. And everyone is surprised at this little modern day boy coming into their horrific, devastated land to help them rebuild and fight the evil powers and stuff. So in that one, it's total fantasy in that world, like orcs, lots of crazy, very D&D-ish. But of course, it's kind of like Narnia, where Christ is in Earth, and then there's something going on over there. But there is Christianity in the Earth side of it, modern day. So, it's just been an awesome journey for me to write this. And I'll just say I'm not selling that many. I'm not selling very well. I got 24 reviews. I don't know. I love it. I have no insecurities about that. I just not selling very well. So I got to kind of try harder to sell. Knights of the Dead is a very hardcore, modern day dude that happens to have armor. That's my old helmet. Actually, it's right there. Anyway, but that's in there on theirs too. I just started a Subscribe Star, so I'm trying. If you would like to support, if you'd like to get these games as PDFs and get all the assets that I'll be showing you here on this thing, all the digital assets to make your own game for online, or you can even use it at the table. Like if you do one of those big widescreen tabletop type of things. But I have a Subscribe Star that has all that stuff in it, and it's also it's available on my website too. But I'm for purchase. But here you can get it. Just support me on a monthly basis and get all of it. Because I'm trying to figure out some way to. I don't know how to make money. I know how to write, make music, sort of do videos, teach myself how to do things. The one thing I do, and I know about history, I know about all kinds of stuff, but it's funny. People always tell me, even my daughters, you always know a lot of stuff. Yeah, I know a lot. I just know a lot about a lot of things. I just don't know how to make money. But anyway, so here's my stuff. Okay, so this video is technically for showing you how to play the game. I just want to go through it again because I love it. We had a great session last night in the West Marches, the first ever episode of that, and I'm uploading it. It's actually 95% uploaded. So this is the character sheet. Let me just explain to you how to play the character. How to play it. It's a lot of fun. I'm gonna roll some dice just for the fun of it. So it's a D20 system, and you add one of these traits to any of the rolls depending on what you're doing: cooking, fighting, shooting, searching. Okay, obviously searching would be awareness. So that's very simple, right? That's just like Dungeons and Dragons, and you got to beat 12. 12 is the default number to beat. Now there's other options to change that number. You can as a GM just decide. It's a 14, it's a 16 based on the situation. But another way I like to do it is with die ranks. The first die ranks are the funnest. The first and simplest way of, say, determining a difficulty is you take their armor save, which is this D6 right here, and you roll it. If they're saying they want to climb, not climb a wall, they want to rush, hurdle over a wall, a short wall, something kind of normal, and get to a bad guy, right? Something kind of basic, but under duress, in a combat situation. So you can then roll their armor save, a 5, and add that to a 12. It's a 17 to get over there. So what I'm doing here is, this makes sense, right? Based on their armor, their big heavier armor that absorbs damage and their lighter leather armor that absorbs a little less damage, that affects their maneuvers, right? So so that's a great way of using having armor be a burden to their maneuverings. And this D6 is like chainmail or plastics. D10 or D12 is like plate mail or heavy metal, heavy metals or alloys. This is a post-apocalyptic. D4 is leather. And by the way, all the games are compatible. The Dark Ages, Apocalypse, and Curses of Space, all the same game system. And I just dial the numbers around. So that's, and then the defense here, that is to hit this person, right? So if I wanted to attack this person, I need to get a 16 to hit them. Why? 12. Start with 12 plus their awareness. So this is 15 right here. Oh, she put it in here. And plus 1 for their helm. There's helms and shields are deflective things. I wear a helm for my medieval fighting, and see those helms right there. Okay. And to me they work like a shield. I sense that, so that's why I give them a shield and a helm. Give you the defense is sort of deflecting the blow, deflecting the attack. So that's how they work. Also, like if you're shooting at someone, I still keep the same numbers because the helm could do a lot of glancing blows, but even if you hit, you don't know exactly where the head is, and then maybe it just hits the side or whatever. Anyway, I leave it the same. So when you're shooting at someone or when you're attacking them, the same defense. Um, the bullets have like penetrating power and then crushing, like a high chance of doing double damage, kind of a thing, like the shotgun here. So they're devastating. Also, they have a cool thing here called Auto 3, which is it's really fun. You shoot normally on one shot, and then the two shots you get to roll are just 2d20s to see if you hit, as well. And those are fun, quick little things to do. Most of the game is one action, one maneuver, no bonus actions. Very rarely I give a react, and that's usually to creatures like with a tail or something like that, or big giant creatures that are smashing things around. But react is very rare, and the auto 3, auto 3, auto 4, auto 2, whatever is the other way of getting a couple extra shots. But they go quickly, and damage is pretty quick and scary because vitality, these are your hit points, is pretty low for everyone. Like if you get a 14, 15, you're pretty good. You're a warrior. Some of them have like a 22, 23, but they really got to spend their glory points to get those. So you get glory points, which experience points. You get like 2 to 3 a game. I give you 1 for showing up. That's David, one of my old players, David, gave me that idea, and thank you, David. 1 for showing up, and everybody loves that. And then 1 for accomplishing things in the game. Another if it's really extreme, and then maybe a third if you like establish a church, kind of a thing, and during that episode, that session, or do a big conversion. And what I mean by conversion in the game is not like deep theology. It's more like just getting them to accept you planting a church. So a Christian game in this is that you're not really doing deep theology. You're just trying to talk to them about the Lord, getting him to calm down about the violence and the slavery and the child sacrifices and whatever else you want to throw in there. Getting him to calm down, stop that, and then allowing you to plant a church. And then when you plant a church, you call for ministers to come and do the real deep theology while you go on to the next mission, kind of a thing. That is a Christian RPG, and I am defining it that way. And the reason I am defining it that way because that is the way. That's church history. That's how we civilize the world. Obviously the missionaries would stay at the church that they plant, but we're playing heroic kind of characters where you plant the church, and this is a real Christian anyway, plants the church, then moves on to the next mission, and then ministers come in to serve the church itself. Okay, so trait, you use a trait plus a D roll. Now you get something else called die ranks, and the die rank, this is a skill, like an extra so this +3 right here is the awareness for aim, and then this is the 1 die rank. They have a 1 die rank for this skill. What does that mean? All right, I'll show you. It means you get a D20 to your roll. Well, we don't see it on the screen there, the thing, but that's okay. You get a D20 plus, here, let me do it this way. Okay, this is my cool little macro tool, which I'm going to make available in my Subscribe Star. It's a macro. It's a text file. You just put it in the Foundry. So let's say right here, I'm looking at the shotgun. It gets a +3. And I used an AI to help me make this macro tool, by the way. That's my first incursion into AI. I'm not using it for artwork or anything like that, or creativity, like writing or anything. I'm just using it for help me write a script here, because I had one guy help me, but he said he didn't have enough time. So I was like, one of the guys that's on our Discord. But anyway. So this is see these are the die ranks. 1 is D4, 2 is D6, 3 is D8, D10, D12. So I put a 1 in there because he's got 1 die rank, and it's going to roll a D20. And this is and holy and power dice means like those are extra bonus things that our second dice, which is rare. All die ranks combine. Okay, all die ranks combine to give you a dice pool. So what if you had here? I've got another tool here. This is the die ranks. What's really fun about this game? I'm kind of jumping the gun here, but what's fun about this game? If you watch some of the episodes, they combine a lot of different die ranks to then create a dice pool bonus here. So what I mean by die ranks. So my skill is 2 die ranks cooking. Let's try cooking, because this is generally what happens is cooking, engineering, crafting, stuff like that. Let's say in prayer. So let's just say cooking. All right, I got 2 skills in cooking. I have +1 cooking gear. Sorry, my fingers here. Let me go to the full screen real quick for this. I got 2 skill in cooking. I got my cooking gear has a +1 die rank. The kitchen has a +1 die rank. It's a fancy kitchen, not like a Williams Sonoma kitchen, whatever. I've got salt. I've got spices. The nun is going to bless me 3. So you can do that, blessings 3 die ranks. These are all die ranks, by the way. So 2 for skill, one for the cooking gear that they have. They have some really good cooking gear. One for the kitchen. They got a really neat kitchen or whatever they're working at in their transport or something. They upgraded it. You can upgrade your kitchen. That's another die rank thing to roll. Then I said one for salt, one for spices, and then 3 for the blessing. Okay, so that is 9. Now most of the players will go to the another and get but I'll explain. Just 9 die rings. The players could add. They have inspired die, which is like inspiration points. They can have that and add that to this as well. But let's just say 9 die ranks is the person's role for their cooking of whatever they got basic food. They're going to use the basic rations on their transport. Now in the game preview last night, they had a bunch of little baby rats that they had. It was post-apocalyptic, and they used like 11 baby rats. So I gave them 11 die ranks because I told them each one of them was a +9 and 1 die rank because it's nice and fatty mutated rats. Anyway, I'm a carnivore guy. So but anyway, so 9 die ranks. So here's 9. It's a very simple concept. 9 it's just divided by 5, right? 9 divided by 5 is a 5, and then 4 remainder. Okay, so I'm going to show you that right now. Let me put a 9 in there, and you don't have to use this tool. So it's a D12 and a D10. And then I already have it go to paste. So D12 is the first 5, and then D10 is the second 4, that remainder. Okay, so if you had 17, let me do 17. If you had 17, right, die ranks, I mean, that's crazy. I got this, I got these tools, I got this engineer, I got a data pad with +4, engineering die ranks. I got, the person's going to help me. They had a die rank. I got a robot that's got, 4 die ranks in the skill, whatever. I've got 4 high-tech units that are +1 die rank each. I'm going to add those in there to build, whatever they're doing. So 17 die ranks, and you can see here you don't see it. Let me paste it here. 17 die ranks. Think about it. What is 17 die ranks divided by 5? 3, remainder 2. So that is 3 D12s, remainder 2 is a D6. That's the dice pool. What is the dice pool? Roll, keep the highest. Keep the highest. That's it. Also, though, there's an exploding. If a die is 7 or more, you get to keep that as well. So you can have exploding dice. So that's fun. And then, why do I do this? Why don't I just do +1, +2, +3, +4? Right? Why don't I just do that? Constant number, which makes it really easy and quicker and simple. The reason I don't do that, or I moved away from that, it was to solve an absolutely ongoing issue with role-playing games. The characters get too powerful too quickly, and it gets too unwieldy. So Shadow Dark has that problem with, right, you go to fifth to 8th level is a sweet spot. 8th to 9th, 10th, it starts to break down. Even Shadow Dark admits it. Everyone admits it for D&D. It just gets too unwieldy and weird. I know some people can play high level, but at high level you got to throw in dragons and demons and all this stuff. I don't have to do that in this game. I'm on my 3rd season of the Christians of Space. Same characters, 60 episodes, 3 hours each. The episodes, they're playing the same characters, and you could bring in a new person, and they would still be part of the game. I don't have to throw a bunch of crazy stuff at them. Now they're getting better and beating all the things I'm throwing at them, I'm adding up a little bit more. But it's like I'm just, instead of 2 orcs, I'm adding 4 orcs. Kind of a thing. I'm not using orcs, but you know what I mean. So and what I love about this dice pool is they like to get creative with their die ranks. Oh, let's do this die rank, this die ranks, and this, and everything I describe in the game is fun because it's die rank based. So I could do salt, spices, cooking gear. Actually, your kitchen is really nice. You get a 1 die rank, but so is the space. Someone put on music. I don't know, give you a die rank for that. You know what I'm saying? You can add all these every die rank becomes a descriptor, and it's really neat that way. So, let me go back to I don't have to go back to anything. So, that's how die ranks work. Okay. And you use that for shooting. I could say, don't I have high ground here? Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're down below. Sure. Get another die rank for that to hit, right? But I'm going to aim. I'm going to sit here and aim. Okay, you haven't moved, and you're not under duress or anything, so I'll let you aim. So another die rank there. So 3 die ranks. Okay? So they got 1 die rank here for shooting, 1 die rank for high ground, and 1 die rank for aiming. Are they moving? They're not moving, so okay, you know what? They're not moving. I'll give you another die rank. 4 die ranks. See, all these little descriptors that they try to get die ranks, and it helps describe the situation. It helps clarify it out. And my other example is always the cliff. Really high cliff. A high cliff is to me one die rank. First off, I'll use their armor save, right? So here's a die 6 or d6, which is 2. So that's 2 die ranks. High cliff, 3 die ranks. Very high cliff, 4 die ranks. It's wet and slimy, 1 die rank. It's raining, storm, right? So what is this? 4, 5, 6, 7. They're not using any. You don't have any rope or climbing gear. No. Oh, well, I'm adding another die rank to that. So I've just done. Why am I doing this? Okay, let me start over. 2 die ranks for the armors because that's their armor to climb the wall. I said it was high, 1 die rank. No, very high, another die rank. Raining, another die rank. Stormy, because raining and storm are 2 different things. And then you don't have any climbing gear. So 7 die ranks. So that's D12 and a D6, right? 2, 2. So let me just roll it real quick. D12. Oops. What did I say? D12 and a D6. And I keep the highest. Roll it. Oh, they're both 2. So 2. I just keep 2, 12, and 2 is 14. 14 is their difficulty. I love this because I roll it in front of them. It's fair. They understand all the descriptors. My roll could be super high or it could be low. And there's no sort of, as a GM of 45 years, I am not feeling guilty about the number I choose. I'm just giving them descriptors and then rolling it and then letting the dice decide how difficult it is. So I like that because the one thing I feel a little irksome about when I as a GM in decision-making processes is the difficulty number. When I decide the difficulty number, they're like, really? Is it really an 18? Is it really a 16? Is it really a 20? There's that little irksomeness that goes kind of builds up over time, and I don't like it because I get a little brain dead when I'm trying to decide. Well, is it high walled or 16, 18? I don't like doing it that way. I love doing it this way, where I just describe every little factor, and they're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, and then I say, okay, I'm gonna roll it, and there's your difficulty. And that's, to me, that's fun. That's a fun little thing to do. So, all right, what else? So defense is 16 to hit. Then if you do damage, obviously the armor save is what you roll to reduce the damage. And the damage here, D10 for the shotgun, is there's no add-ons like adding awareness or prowess to the attacks or anything. It's just a D10. Now, obviously this thing has an AP2 shell, armor piercing 2, so that'll reduce the armor save by 2 if she uses the slug versus the bird shot or the pellets, which the pellets will add another 1+1 die rank to hit there, if you can see what I'm pointing at there. The shotgun shells. She has an auto 4 because she has a drum, so it's a special upgrade there, because usually shotguns are just auto 2. Crushing means it's a 19 or 20 to hit, and it's two-handed. Ooh, oh, when I do that, undo. Okay. Range is short. Could be medium, but whatever. Burden is heavy. That's, we can talk about burden later, but it's just pretty basic. Right here, burden. You just carry 2 heavy, 3 medium, and 4 light. Carry anything else extra? If you carry anything else extra, I get to roll your armor save for every maneuver you do automatically, or everything you do. I get to just... Now, penalties. How does a GM use the penalties in this game? I don't have the players worry about rolling, taking the penalty dice or anything penalties, because they can get penalties. She can get shot up and have a -3 DR wound right here. If you go over 5, you're dead. So this is a scary game. You don't want to get a big gaping wound. But this -3 die ranks is a D8, right? 3 is D8, D4, D6, D8, a D8. She doesn't have to worry about that. I roll it on my end and add it to the defense or the difficulty, whatever it is. I add it to the my end. Like, so if she's climbing the wall and she has a 3 DR wound, I will add 3 more die ranks to the climbing that wall difficulty, so makes it even harder. And I will add that 3 die ranks to everyone's defense that she tries to shoot at. So I'll roll a D8 and add it to whatever the defense is of the creature or baddie that they have to shoot at, because she's in pain. She's limping or got an ache, and that's going to affect her shooting in every roll she does. So again, anything that has a penalty, they don't have to worry about. I as a GM will add it to my end. And if a bad guy has a penalty, I will again add it to my end, unless they request it. Like if a creature has a -3 die ranks and he says, "Can I add it to my hit?" I'm like, yeah, And you only apply it once per turn, by the way. Penalties, like whatever it is, you know, but only once, not like everything. Um, anyway, so that's the game. And by the way, everything here is upgradable. Yes, you can actually, the D10 here, you can actually spend glory points to increase that to a D12. But a D12 is 5 die ranks, right? So that would cost 5 glory points for her to increase it from a D10 to a D12. Now, why do I say that you can use skills to upgrade the damage of a shotgun? Training. If you're training, yes, I know it's training to hit, but it's also training to do more damage. Like hitting, to hit is to hit, make sure you hit them, but damage is like where you hit them, you know, between the armor points. I believe that you can do both. You can do to hit upgrades, and you can also increase the damage. And so in essence, a dagger could be just as deadly as a two-handed sword, right? A dagger, because a dagger starts off at D4, but you could go to D6, a D8, D10. Why do I do that as a GM or as a design thing? Because a dagger can be just as deadly as a two-handed if in a person's trained hand, right? Someone trained very hard and very well with a dagger can, sever somebody pretty quickly with that dagger if they know what they're doing. You know what I mean? So that's the concept behind that. And it takes glory points to get there. Now, if you want to go past D12 to a D12, D4, you can do that, but it costs 6 glory points, right? 5 for the D12, and then 6 for that extra D4, it's 6. Then that becomes a keep highest. So that's like a subtle improvement, but it only matters if that D12 is a 1, and the D4 is higher. So, but I like that. I like that. And you can do that for damage. You can do that for your skills. You can go to 6 die ranks here to hit. 7 die ranks, 8 die ranks. It just gets really expensive with the glory points, and then it becomes a dice pool. So I love the dice pool because the dice pool doesn't mean you add up everything over and you get a ton of numbers all the time. They can still fail with a dice pool. I love that. That even at high levels, you still have this, it's still not a guarantee. And at the same time, I don't have to throw in demons and 10th or 12th level things. I just create the same stories over and over, with different settings and different tricks and different storylines, and throw in the same bandits and brigands and stuff like that. I don't have to increase any of that. And that's kind of real in real life too. So I think I've explained it all. Here's your ammo. Blessings down here. Where are these dice? Okay. Blessings is, the spells, but it's obviously for Christians, we do blessings. There's no components like pagans need components. It's just the word. Bless is obviously giving someone die ranks. You have faith points. Oh yeah, here. Sorry, I forgot about faith points. You get faith points for the day and faith points for each encounter. What does that mean? For the day is faith points you can spend while in a relaxed state, like over a day or over a set. If they're resting at a church, I will give them faith points for that period. Maybe I'll allow them roll it twice. But they don't get to just keep doing faith points every day and giving somebody power, or whatever. Most of the blessings are pretty temporary anyway. But for the days when you're in a relaxed situation, for each encounter, you get them as well. Every encounter resets, and that's like you're under stress, and you're, dear Lord. And how do you get faith points? It's your spirit, and then you can improve it. You can upgrade it with die ranks, and so 3 die ranks. So that's a D8. So this person rolls a D8 plus 1 every encounter, and that's how many faith points they get. So on average, this person will get 5 faith points for each encounter. What does it do? Let's say they have 5 faith points. Down here, they have bless and protection. So bless is, you can literally spend 5 faith points and get 5 die ranks, bonuses to hit. Not to damage, that's rare, but it can use glory for that, and hope. The nun has hope, and the paladin has glory that can add to the damage of the weapon. But most are for the D20 roll, which is protection is that adds to the defense, right? They can add, say, 1 die rank as a D4, so she rolls that really quickly, rolls a 4, adds it to her defense, 16 to now 20 for 1 turn. Then she can do duration. She can do deliverance, which is the D4 for protection. Let's say she rolls a 4. Then she can spend another faith point 1 for duration. That's a D4. So she rolls that. 1 turn. She only gets 1 turn at 20 defense. Dear Lord, protect me, please. That's it. That's her protection. Oh, dear Lord, protect me as someone attacks or shoots her. That's the protection. Bless is, dear Lord, help them. Dear Lord, you can do it. That's the bless. It's this encouragement, hoping that they'll get it. And again, all these blessings, using blessings, I like to say in the game is there isn't like this sacred, we Christians get this sacred purity of success every time. No, we fail. We even use our blessings in the wrong way, right? If it comes from God, how can we fail? Well, we fail all the time. So get over yourselves. As a Christian doing this, you're going to fail, even in real life as a Christian. I know God told me to do this. I feel so. God told me to do this role-playing game. And the Spirit the Holy Spirit guided me in this. Well, I'm failing at this. So whatever. I'm doing this. I don't care if I fail for the Lord. I will be joyful going before the Lord saying, think about it. If you go before the Lord and you succeeded, bestseller, Christian bestseller, millions of dollars, great. Which is great. Don't get me wrong. But what if, and obviously, hopefully the Lord has blessed you. But what if you go before the Lord and it's like, well, I tried this, I tried that, I failed, and I tried this, and I tried that, and I tried this, and I failed, which is my story of my life. Although I've only recently done Christian stuff. But what if it's like the Lord? What do you think the Lord's going to say? I think the Lord's going to say, "Well done, well done. You failed 17 times to serve me, for my ministry out there. Well done. You kept going to your heart attack. You kept going. You know what I mean? That the Lord just wants you to love Him and glorify Him in any way you can. And if you're failing at it, and I don't mean failing like heresy failing, I just mean you're trying and nothing's happening. That's great. Yet you're still persevering. Because so when someone succeeds at their ministry and gets millions of dollars or whatever, gets successful, it's great. And it's blessed. It's certainly a blessing, but it's a little easier in a sense, right? It's a little more like, well, that was fun and easy for you. Which is, I'm not going to denigrate that. That's not the point. The point is, if you're failing at it, don't worry about it. Just keep going. But make sure you're not heretical about it. Anyway, I don't think I'm heretical. Got to do some RPGing. Okay, so that's the system. It's very simple. And I don't even need like charts or anything. The only chart I need is for the gear, for this stuff here and the damages. But I don't have to look up any charts or go to the book very often. The only thing I go to the book for is like the fumble chart, which it's only 6 things and I keep forgetting them. But and see, down here, look, these are her skills. There's a list of skills in the game, but she just makes them up. We make them up. You decide on them. You talk to the GM. Yeah, okay, cool. Grapple. Wow, she wants to grapple. That's Winda she thinks she's a man. By the way, men and women are different in this game. Women are the weaker creature in this game, and they can't go and do all the men stuff. Now in the post-apocalyptic one, they got guns, so they can shoot. I'm fine with that. I know even in real life though, I would differentiate between gun shooting for men and women because women have a slower reaction time than men do. That's a given. But except for when my wife deflects me. But other than that, that's a given that they have just a slightly slower reaction time, to gunfights and gunfire and stuff. But I'm not going to worry about that in this type of thing. However, certainly make women, they don't have a strong vitality as men, and their prowess is not as high, their physicality. So they know not to get into a quick fight, like a close-up combat fight with most other men or creatures or something. And they know to be in a supportive role for the most part, which is the truth of women in real life too. I don't want to lie to women like they can be a football player. That is ridiculous. That is such a lie to lie to women like that. Like they can be a special forces person or even combat. We should not be, or firefighter. The women cannot be a fireman or firefighter or whatever. They can't be. It's too physical, I can't be. Tire me out. I'm an old guy. They're ageist. How dare they make me not be an old, not be eligible to be firefighter just because I'm 54 and tired and want to just sit around and relax. Am I 54 or am I 55? I'm 56. I think I'm 56. Oh my gosh. I'm 56. All right. See? So that's the game. This is the West Marches. Look at that. And I just started the first campaign episode of this West Marches. I knew about West Marches for the longest time, but I never really delved into it. And it's funny, I designed this game kind of like West Marches original, without knowing what it was. I thought it was something bigger and epicer, but it's, you know, like a big epicer convention type of thing, but it's not. It's all it is you start off with a base or the transport, and everyone comes out of it and goes out exploring each hex to see what's going on, and then doing a mission one shot. And it's like Star Trek, where you have Star Trek has the same crew, but anyone can join and be part of the crew and go out and do a thing. So that's what West Marches is basically, and it was a solution this guy had that he had a hard time, you know, doing one campaign with the same players, and so that became too hard to schedule, and they rarely got to play. So instead, he got like 10 players, and whoever could jump in jumps in, and as they progress around the map or expand out on these hexes, they get more. The story grows and the campaign grows, but it's only based off of, you know, one shots, and whatever was left there, the next team will see it, right? So if this team sets up a church here, that church will be here for the next mission when they go through, or, you know, wherever they go, kind of a thing. So that's cool. So if you are a Christian and you want to try out a real game where you actually evangelize, or even your kids, this is family friendly, kids can jump into with you. Feel free to contact me, get on our Discord. I'm trying to form a group. I have a few people there. I just started with 2, 3, but I'm trying to get people to just jump in whenever they want on this campaign that we're building out. And yeah, it's pretty exciting, I think. I just want you guys to have a role-playing game where you can really be a Christian in the game. You can bring up the faith, evangelize, prayer, be silly, have fun, fight bugs or mutants or killer robots or whatever, but also seek ways to save souls as opposed to killing them, or, you know, just treasure. You know, I just find regular role-playing games boring now. They're just boring to me. They're just go, find, succeed, treasure, do treasure, upgrade. Oh, we hit 10th level, can't play anymore. New characters. I don't know. All right. I think that's it for this video. I just wanted to blab, and I got to do some work. I'm Saturday, and I still want to do some work. It's interesting. It is 6 days a week. I can work 6 days a week, but I got to take off the 7th. It's pretty interesting. And Saturdays, though, I usually do kind of lighter work, like whatever, but it's still the same work to me. And then I go do some yard work kind of thing on Saturdays usually. And then Sunday, I chill. I cheat day, play computer games, something. I got to do something, like I got to completely, you know, something else. I need that day of rest. Go to church, and then relax and pig out, and watch football with the son-in-law, or play a computer game or whatever. But it's got to be dumb, you know, dumb. God needs us. God said He needs to be dumb for one day. I'm just being silly, and so thusly we need to be dumb for one day, and we need to rest for one day. Anyway, all right. Can you imagine that? God actually, one whole day, He just lets the earth run, like He just doesn't. I mean, I wonder if He still does that. I wonder if, like, every Sunday, you know, like whatever that is, He just doesn't do anything. I don't. He doesn't need to, but He's shown us that we need to, for sure. But that is interesting. Like, what if He's just not doing anything, not even answering prayers or anything? I'm not going into heresy here. I'm just being a little silly. All right. And a game of life, everybody. Roll. Let's come on, jump in on some West Marches games. I'm silly in the game, but you got to be Christian. You cannot be. This is not LGBTQ friendly. All right, that's a sin to us. It is not LGBTQ friendly, this game. So this is a Christian game. It is not here for any trans or woke agendas. I will kick you out immediately. I'm not trying to be mean to you. This is a Christian game. You got to be Christian. You can certainly buy this game if you're whatever and homebrew it to whatever you want. Can't stop you there. And I mean, I don't have any time and desire to stop you. But in my games and this channel and this thing, this is a Christian game. Catholics, Orthodox, are Christian, I consider. I don't want to go into all the deep theology with you. The pastors, reverends, and priests can deal with that. All of you can deal with that. We have bigger fish to fry than each other, right, in this world, right? And hopefully Trump will give us that freedom in America and the rest of the world to do that. But if you're Christian, Catholic, Orthodox, Protestant, Catholic, Orthodox, please join in. And I don't mind talking to you off camera and, like, let's clarify, we're not going to step on each other's toes and stuff like that with it. But I want that. I don't like to call it a holy alliance. I guess holy alliance. I like to call it the triad because that's like the underground criminal element of because we're the rebellion. You know, we are the rebellion. We're not the institution. We're the rebellion. We're not the main thing. Anyway. All right. Anyway, in the game of life, come join us, the West Marches, all you Protestants, Catholics, Orthodox, traditionalists, all three, obviously. You're more than welcome to join in this and be just jumping on a game when you can, kind of a thing. It's just whenever whoever's available on whatever days. I'm at the moment still looking at our finances. I don't have to go get work just yet. But I'm looking to try to get the finances up to where I won't have to go look for work, regular work, which is, and just keep doing this full time. Keep working on this. All right, in the game of life, everybody, roll holy dice. Where's my mouse?